Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Hannah Hall and I'm a makeup artist for the everyday woman. And today I've been joined by my lovely mum Jo. So it's a real treat having you in the chair. So mum is 78, believe it or not. She looks amazing. And we were chatting about her makeup and you actually came to me, didn't you, saying that you ended up putting on almost too much makeup. You do what you did many years ago. Yes. It's not quite working for you now.
No.
So we're just going to reassess mum's makeup and make it really much lighter. We're actually going to let a few imperfections shine through, which I think is really important. And we want people to see mum in the day and think she just looks lovely and not look at her makeup and say, oh, this has been placed here, there. It's just looking at a nice fresh makeup.
Sounds perfect.
So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, we're going to prep and prime mum's skin. We're going to do this with the By Terry Hyaluronic Primer. This is a beautiful primer because it does give quite a matte finish actually, but you've been using this a little while now, haven't you?
Yes.
And you've been enjoying it. It gives longevity to your makeup, which I think is really important because a lot of people find they apply their foundation or CC cream or BB cream, but it doesn't last. So it's really key to actually use a primer. So if you start to use a primer, you will see that you do get longevity out of your makeup. So it's really important to go down onto the neckline as well. Just give that lovely base. So
feels lovely.
Looks gorgeous. So then we're going to go on with the, again, By Terry. We're going to use the By Terry foundation. This is fabulous because it's actually all in one stick. So I've actually already clicked it up. You just click at the bottom and then you get your foundation there. And then we just place it onto mum's skin like so. Now this is really lovely and light and so simple with the mini brush as well already there. You just buff it into the skin. Now we can see that this is giving a lovely light base to mum. It's just evening out the imperfections, not that you have any, but it just gives a lovely even coverage to the skin, but it's so super light. It won't sit in any lines or creases, but yet it just gives a lovely flawless appearance. So
yes, you can see a difference already.
Feel nice and light.
Yes, it does.
Lovely. So next we're going to use a little bit of concealer, and today I've chosen the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat in 01. And this is lovely because it's really light and it gives like, it's got a slight salmony colour to it. Excuse my vitiligo on my hand, but it's there, the product's there. And so it's got a little pinky tinge for mum, just to colour correct as we go as well. Not that she really needs it, but all you do is you place it in just little bits of where you feel you need it, because we don't want any product, too much product build up, and it's just where any darkness is or anything you want to sort of lift out. Just turn this way a little bit for me, mum. Thank you. Just high up on the brow bone as well, just to highlight up on the brow bone is really nice. And then just pat the product in and pat it away. The reason we pat is that we don't want to move the product too much. We just want, where we've placed it is exactly where we want it. So it's really important just to pat it in and let the skin absorb the product. You can always pop a little bit down the nose as well, just to really sort of define your features. That looks really nice. So next we're going to use the Chanel bronzer. Now this is such a lovely bronzer. We're using it in the 392. Because mum's been away on holiday, you can see that she's got a little bit more of a tan here. So I want to sort of marry that up with her face. So I'm just going to dust into the product. I'll pop it onto the back of my hand so you can see, and you can see as well, mum.
Oh, yes.
So it's a really lovely warm colour, but it's got a nice sort of glow to it, but it's not glittery in any way. So placement for bronzer is quite high up. So you go from your top of your ear down to your mouth and then just pop it into the side there and then sort of blend away up onto the forehead, into the hairline, and it's almost like a number 3, and then along the jaw, and this will really define the jaw as well. So yeah, such a beautiful product. Is everything feeling nice,
It
Mum?
is, yes.
Nice and light. I think that's really important. You don't want to feel like you're actually wearing makeup, do you?
No, you don't.
And this way, that's lovely. Again, placement is high up, and you're just dusting it into the face, just buffing it into the face, I should say, because it's not a powder, it's actually sort of a creamed powder product, but it really is beautiful. It just gives that little bit of warmth to the skin, which I think, you know, in the summer months is really nice. And also gives that little bit of definition, but you can see that that sort of brings the face to life. Now we're going to move on to blusher and blusher placement. So we're going to use the MAC blusher. This is a beautiful one, actually. Sit beautifully on Mum.
Such a pretty colour.
It's gorgeous, and it's called Gentle, like you. My lovely Mum.
Sometimes.
You're always gentle, always gentle. So placement for blusher again. You've had your bronzer here. It's sort of a little bit higher up here, high up on the cheekbone, but not too high, but then just giving a nice rosy glow, and you can see where I'm placing that. Tap off the excess, always tap off the excess, and again, placing up. That's lovely. You can take it up onto the temples as well, and just give that lovely glow. So that's looking absolutely beautiful. So now we're going to do the brows for Mum. We're going to use the Gimme Brow. This is by Benefit, and it's great because the little spoolie in it has got the pigment on it. So it's really quite foolproof. So, but I think when you dress your brows, it's really important because it does really frame your eye. And especially, I know you've been saying, Mum, that you've got a few little grey ones in there. And
I have.
And it just will colour them as you go and fill in any sort of gaps. And if you just brush them through, but then once you brush them through, if you just use the tip, you can then sort of add a little bit more pigment as and where you need it. So, and give yourself that shape, lifting up and then taking it out. And just sort of filling in where you have a few gaps. We all have gaps, it's natural, it happens. So, but again, doing the other brow. Face forward. Lovely.
Gosh, it makes such a difference.
It does, doesn't it? It's
I always
gorgeous.
forget about my brows.
It does make such a difference, and it is worth just giving you that lovely eye lift. It's free. Why wouldn't you? So now we're going to look at Mum's eye, and we're going to prime the eye with this lovely paint pot from MAC, and it's called Painterly. But you can see that it's got a lovely sort of tone to it, really, and it sits lovely on Mum's skin tone. There are other colours. There's another one called Layin' Low, which is a really good colour too, but I'm just going to take a little fluffy brush. You could actually just do it with your fingers if you wanted to, but I'm just going to pop it down onto Mum's lids, and I'm still lifting the lid slightly. Now, as we all have this, is little sort of veins or little bit of pigmentation, and it just evens it all out. You can do this with a concealer, it's absolutely fine, but if you do it with a concealer, it's not such a drying up product, so therefore you would have to set it with a powder. However, this product, Painterly, just does it all for you, because we actually are naturally very oily on the lid. Everyone is. It's probably our oiliest part of the face, actually. Didn't know that, did you, Mum?
No, I didn't.
But it will stop your shadow sort of sitting up into the crease line. You know how sometimes that can happen.
It does, yes, I've noticed.
So this is the perfect product. And actually, if you just look to the camera, that's perfect, just worn on its own anyway, because it really brightens up your eyes beautifully. So yeah, that's gorgeous. So now we've prepped the eye with the lovely Painterly, giving a lovely base. We're now going to go in with the Bobbi Brown sticks that I've picked out for you today. They're long wearing, they're 12-hour long wearing actually, which is amazing. Because I don't know, sometimes, I don't know about you, but I put the eyeshadow on and then I look a little bit later and I think, oh, it's disappeared completely.
I know.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It does happen, yeah.
So these are great because they do not shift. And I've actually picked out the colour taupe for you, just to give you, can you see that colour there? It's a matte colour, and the reason we're using a matte colour is because Mum's slightly hooded on the eye, as I am, and a lot of us are. We don't want anything sheeny and shimmery on this area. We want to keep that nice and matte. And then if we're going to go with any sort of shine or brightness, we pop it onto the lid, which doesn't move, which is more important, that stays matte and then that's nice and sheeny and shimmery. So let's just pop this on for you. So what you do is you just relax your eye and looking straight at the mirror, and then you place it on literally into the area that you would see. So it's quite high up actually. You don't realise how high up. So if you just close your eye for me, Mum, you can see the distance between there. So then you would just connect it down. And these are great because you literally just daub them on. There's no, you don't have to be fancy. There's going to be no droppage from powder or anything like that. So very, very easy to apply. Turn this way for me, Mum. So once that's on, you just get a brush. Don't panic and think, oh, that's too much. You just get a brush, nice big fluffy brush like we did before, and then just dust it out. This way for me. You can see that's really started to open your eyes up.
Yes.
They're really gorgeous. And then you can just take it also, if you just look up for me, Mum, and then just take a little bit underneath, just to give a little bit of definition, but only halfway along, okay? And again, you can just do this with your finger, you can blend it out with your finger, you can use a Q-tip, Q-tips are your best friend, you can just use those as well. So yeah, you can just, they're really, really gorgeous products. So down on the lid, I'm now going to use this other long one. It's called Pink Sparkle. It's absolutely beautiful. So if I just show you this colour on my hand, if you can see, and that has got a sheen to it. Now, if you close for me, Mum, I'm just going to place it down and it will just really open up your eye and it will marry the two products together. And again, going in with the dusting brush and just dust it all away. Gorgeous. So now we're going to apply the mascara. We're going to use the Roller Lash by Benefit today. This is fabulous because it's actually got a lift within it, so no need for eyelash curlers because it rolls the lashes up. That's it. This is what we want. So if you just look down for me, Mum, keep your eyes open but look down. That's great. And all I'm doing is wiggling it down on the lash line and then lifting up. And then the other side, look down for me. Lovely, and just look up. That's it. So that's everything, looking absolutely gorgeous. You look lovely. So now we're going to dress Mum's lip, and we're going to use the MAC liner, and this is Soar, this one's called. So I think it's really important to do your lip as you get older, and any time really, because it does really sort of almost recede into your mouth a little bit, doesn't it, your lips?
Yes.
So to bring them back out and to make the most of them is really important. So to get longevity out of your lipstick, I would say if you line your whole lip with your liner to start with, and then when you're doing your lip, if you just do your Cupid's bow, and then if you take it from the bottom up, will really open up the mouth and accentuate the mouth a lot more. So you can see, just giving that lovely lift to the mouth, and to make the most of your Cupid's bow. Just rub together for me. And then we're going to go in with Bare Minerals. Now this one is called Focus. It's a really lovely pink and it's quite soft, and I think the two together, I think you'll really like the results. So let's get this one on. Rub together for me now. That's beautiful.
Oh, it's a lovely colour.
That looks really nice on you. Okay, so that's almost it. We're just going to set with the Hourglass powder. This is a beautiful powder. It's actually called Dim Light is the colour, but it's a radiance powder. So it's going to set everything, but it's not going to sit in the lines and creases. It's super, super fine, but it's just going to give a lovely finish to Mum's skin. So really gorgeous. It just gives longevity when you set it with a little bit of powder. Nothing too heavy. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Hannah. It looks lovely.
Looks amazing.
Really lovely.
Let's take these big clips out, these awful big clips out of your hair. And then just dress out your hair so you feel a bit more you. You look stunning. Absolutely gorgeous, Mum.
Thank you.
So if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I look forward to making some more content for you. Maybe we'll get Mum back in the chair.